Hello and welcome to everyone throughout all space and time that will be tuning in any way to this transmission and oracle read. My guides are already very present with me, but I'd like to make a statement now, a universal statement that will call upon the highest Christed Light Spirit guides of every single one of you tuning in at any point in any universe and on any timeline. I'm making the intention that as you tune into this session, you're going to feel the essence within you. You're going to feel the love within you. And that is going to be what allows you to shed anything that which is not you, allowing that to just become more nourishment for dreams not yet manifest, expressions of you not yet populated through your being. And all of your guides are here. They're all here. So, welcome everyone joining. I am going to pull the first, hi Jen. I'm going to pull the first card for us. So I called this Make a Wish for a reason. And before you go about formulating your wish, 11 people here on 1111, before you go about formulating anything around that, what I want you to do is have the intention right now to call all your energy, all your directional energy, your momentous energy, your active energy, your rested energy, all of that. Take that all into the quantum portal of the heart. All of it. Let everything that was floating around just a moment ago just be as it is as you return to you as you are. And before I pull a card, I want us to return to this truth that I am, 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 that I am. Chime in with me if you want. But we're returning to that which we are in our most true and loving space. And 7. First card. And I'm also amplifying that any wish, any dream that does become exposed in this session, it's going to get blessed by your guides, by these cards, by the transmission of energies through me as the vessel, as the conduit, as the channel. All right, and then I also want to share before I hold this up that if you're watching this live, so it'll always be live in a sense when you're watching the replay. But if you're really here in this moment and you get a clarity or you get an aha or you get something that you feel you're returning to within yourself, share that in the comments because I'm going to work with the numerology with the one deck I have over here, but I have the other half of the deck over here spread across. And what I intended is, if someone comes through and they're really wanting to anchor maybe this, what I've been showing a lot with this 1111 portal, where all these alignments are being made, but there's these tiny little sections that haven't been, the gap needs to be closed. If something comes up like that for you, and you're feeling really inspired, make sure you say, Bree, I want to get a card on this or something, but I've got a card deck back here, and if it feels resonant, I'll scan this card with my hand, and it'll tell me what card is going to help you to really lock in whatever that may be in the session. But again, this is just for those that are going to be right here, right now. Okay. Yes, we will get to that. We will get to that, Tracy, today. I'm going to pull a card for you after I share this one. Remind me if I lose it. Just say, can we pull that card now? But I'm going to share this one to tune us into what our guides had for us. So whenever we have inquiry, we want to make sure that that inquiry is coming directly from the heart. And this card might help you really clear up what you want to ask on that. It's in reverse. It's ironic. Crown. The crown chakra card. And it's a number 1. Right to know, go beyond attachments, divine alignment. So you can see this beautiful crown chakra that is sending out these petals. Petals of connection. And through the crown chakra, these petals of connection aren't just petals of connection. They're us receiving a glimmer of another aspect of us. Let's say a star connection. Let's say our connection deep within our energy to our Pleiadian energy, to our Arcturian energy, to potentially one of our archetypes. So when you're tuning into the crown chakra and the rest of this system, you're in good hands. You're in the hands of your guides, your most loving guides, which I will be allowing to come through today energetically. So we're opening up with the crown because we're on 11/11. It's a realignment. It's a doorway. I also channeled a message this morning on my YouTube that I won't even try to re-explain now because it was fully channeled from the Council of Light. But if you're resonating with this, that would be where you would go next after this. But it's a realignment. So today, what I want to invite you to, and what these beautiful cards are inviting us to, is at your center of centers, deep within yourself, deep within your essence. Thank you, Mara. This is a truthful part of you. This is the most natural part of you. This is the connected part of you. This is who you were before this life and who you will be again after this life. And who you can be every single moment in between. You can call it your higher self. And someone's bringing up feeling lost and attacked, judged, and unsupported. And what I want to invite you to is that there are periods within our soul that we know the only way to find ourselves is to be lost. There are periods within our soul where spaces within our soulful embodiment where your mission is coming online in this session then. It's already been online this whole time, but it's coming into your conscious mind in this session. And when it comes to judgment, and when it comes to receiving what we sense as a lack of support, what Spirit wants to remind us of is the same thing that Spirit reminded me of when I was entrenched in that, and I was so irritated by it, but I have to share it, which is, doesn't this too lead you deeper within to your truth? And we're also being reminded right now that all judgment stems from self-judgment. So anyone in your life that's judging you, are they in your shoes? Have they been with you your whole life? Have they been with you for your soul's whole history? Do they have the same beliefs as you? Are there disconnects in the belief system they have versus the belief system you have? So, what I want to have us do in this 1111 portal is, what I want to invite you to is there's nothing that you need to be forgiven for. You don't need to feel bad about noticing the lower energies. We don't want to quote judgment onto judgment or amplify judgment with judgment. So it is all right for you to move through the layers where you're noticing what is not your preference. And then universal offering, what I want to share is that I'm very Pleiadian, and I understand what you're saying. However, what this portal is aligning with is love. And so even those Orion energies, which some of us have this energetic entanglement with some occurrences there, without sharing too much. We're being reminded that when we really extend, when we really expand, when we really widen to the truth of our soul, and we really dive deep and have the ability to see everything within the oneness, within the wholeness, within the entirety, we can see from that perspective that everything serves a purpose. Everything. They're already here. All of those groups are already here and have been here. Okay, and Tracy, do you feel you're getting, are you still here, Tracy? Hello, Joshua. Tracy, if you're here and you don't feel like you got what you needed, let me know and I'll pull that card for you. Do you feel like you've gotten some clarity, or do you want me to still pull a card that might have you some insight? Because I've already, I don't remember what you brought up, so we would get it pure. Do you want me to pull a card and just have it apply to everyone for the highest good of all? I'm feeling a yes from you. Is that a yes? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. This is what I'm going to do too. I'm just going to tune in for just a moment. I'm just intending that anyone that has any parallels, anyone that has any soul anchorings of lessons, anyone that has anything that could have mirrored back to them in a way that would help them really feel supported by what Tracy's experiencing. I'm just intending that all of that come into the most divine next step, next chapter of this reading, of this transmission. And I'm just going to scan. I'm already feeling it coming out. Dolphin baby. It's a number 2. Lemurian origin, flow, timeless, adaptable, free, and take your time. This is the card for you, Tracy, but also applies to everyone here. Innocence is being highlighted in this next phase of this reading. What I'm being shown is what's being stripped away in this realignment. What is being ripped from our outer layers in this alignment is this attachment to going outward for the love that we already in our inner child, in our divine child, in our pure innocence, in our pure truth, in our origin of origins. When we are emerged with Source and we're in that blissful state, that centered state, and what I'm being shown is when we're in that place, there's nothing about us that is reaching outside. It is so content with being at center. I'm seeing Bob Marley. I'm seeing being on a beach. I'm seeing that moment of pure ecstasy on planet Earth. There's not a care in the world. We're returning to that. We're all Source. We're all emanations of Source. We will all return to Source. And we all came from Source. So Tracy, for you specifically perhaps, the message for you I'm getting is you need to unplug from the reality that you have been immersed in and feeling to be restricted by. That was the spirit message. And that may apply to many of you. Why the division in the USA? To have us all look in our own reflection and see that more work needs to be done. More unification needs to be done. We are not quite ready yet for what's next on planet Earth. That's my perspective, though. I don't want to pretend that my perspective is the perspective, because I feel all perspectives are valid. And what's next? I need to be honest with all of you. So, what I see as being next is that we're all pushed within ourselves, yet again, in some big way. What way? I can't share the specifics because I don't know them yet. But I can share with you that this is what is needed for whatever reason for us to reset and to realign with what is true to us, because we've been in this fear-driven matrix for, I thought it was 5,000 years. I think it's been longer. But we're shifting into, it's the tides. It's everything in the universe is so much more grand than we can even understand, but the pendulum is swinging. It's just a lot of us wanted that pendulum to swing a lot faster than it is. That's what I want to share on those questions. But I feel our purpose here, our mission here is unification. unconditional love, compassion, acceptance of what is. It's going to be hard still for some of us, but we're accepting, we're learning, we're seeing what can I learn from this, how can I grow from this. Yeah. Okay, and 4, I don't know how long I'm going to go today because do I go or stay? What feels lighter? First answer should be the truthful answer. When we have that pendulum situation going on, this way, that way, this person, this land, we need to keep tuning in each and every single day to what is feeling lighter, what is feeling authentic. Because one will start to stand out as the one that feels heavier, and one will start to stand out as the one that feels like a lie. Yeah, that's coming in strong. The one that feels like a lie, feels like you're convincing yourself of it, it's just your mind. It's your mental programming keeping you attached to something that's just no longer for you. Did I say 4? These energies today are heightened. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm always in a channeling state, pretty much, these days, these years. But today it's like, whoa.com. It's like whoa.com times 10 million bajillion. If each pole behind you is a dimension, time, place, right? I see what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But when it comes to the dimensions, I feel what we truly need to be tuning into is the present moment. That'll get us to our multidimensional nature faster than any other fixation or need to understand. I hope that landed some way. The card we're getting is Dove of Peace. And it makes me feel warm and cozy inside. It's number 10. Stay in the heart. All is well. Be at peace. So how we become more present is by consistently remembering that if we're spiraling or if we're feeling disconnected or confused or in fear, we're not in our truthful state, we're not in our alignment. So we can know right then and there, aha, I'm in the mind mess. Aha, I've let the mind take the driver's seat. Aha, I'm looping. And that's when we need to utilize the breath, the attention, the energy, the surrender to our guides, to drop all of that into the heart where it actually has the potential to alchemize and shift. Because the Dove of Peace is showing up to remind us every single time that we're up there and we notice. What we're doing here and what this alignment is bringing us to is we're going to start to notice that a lot quicker. That's why when a lot of people go down a healing path, they notice themselves more triggered right away. It's because they're paying attention to their inner dialogue again. And so they're noticing all the areas they're restricted. Things are getting a little louder as far as to when you're on the healing journey, what we're really learning to do is realize we're a co-creator of our reality. Everything that's happening is not happening to us, but for us. And that's a really hard one, especially when it feels like your life is in shambles. It felt like my life was in shambles because I know a lot of you are new to me. I'll give you a little bit of my Bree-ness. That came out so funny. Okay. So a few years ago, I was in my purpose work, but I was going broke. My marriage was collapsing. A lot was happening. A lot was happening. That on the outside, I had a lot of my family, majority of my family, all say I was like a lunatic. Like they all thought I was crazy because I remembered my NDE, and they were like, I don't know. They were all there in the hospital for it, and they all knew it was all pretty freaking weird. But, woof, blew the card down. Blow the house down. We're going to blow it. Okay. But I was in shambles. I felt in shambles. And yet, what emerged from that was me realizing I didn't need any of that. I didn't need the money. I didn't need the perfect whatever. I didn't need all the perfect family ties. I didn't need all the perfect friendships. I didn't need all the, I was really addicted to certainty, like in my younger years. And I let go of all of it. And I just said, F it, strip me of all this. I'm done. I'm going to just go back to my soul. And so it was beautiful. But am I going to try and sit here and say that when you're in it and when you're really working through those darker layers, does it feel beautiful? Not necessarily. But what you're doing is you're training yourself again and again through the breath, through awareness, through your love of self, for your return to your intentionality. So a big thing I want to plant here is this was really a very big savior in my life, a practice that was a savior. We're always our own savior. But setting intentions each and every single morning, I still do this today. I've been doing it for 3.5 years. That's a really helpful tool, because then if, my intentions this morning were love, unity, and peace. And so every time I feel myself getting away from love, unity, or peace, I notice real quick. And then I'm going, is this in alignment with my intention for this morning, or for my life, or for who I want to be? And it returns you. So dropping from the head to the heart, am I going to pretend like it's going to be a practice you do once and then it's locked in and you can do it every day? It's going to be consistency. It's going to be every single day tuning into your heart. Every single time you feel yourself start to spiral, tuning back into the heart. Every single time you start to tell those disempowering stories, back into the heart. It's a practice. Why can't I see my clearing stories? Back into the heart. It's a practice. Why can't I see my clock that can tell me what time it is? No. No. 11:33. 1:33 for me. 1:30 CST. Thank you. Okay, I'm okay. We can do a little bit longer. I'm in the Chicagoland area, for anyone that likes to know. And the next card we're getting is, oh, yes. I like it. The Blu-ray being, who is very present through me now. This is a very innocent, very loving state of being. Direct divine expression, bridge between dimensions. Why silence? This is coming in for what you were asking earlier. So bridge between dimensions. So when we become the bridge between dimensions, you have this ability to scan and see from every single layer with complete peace. When you can realize you're a multidimensional being, and every other being is also a multidimensional being. And when you can realize that everything, the driving force behind all of that, is unconditional love. That's what Source is. So, yes, we can have fun in the human with the dimensions. We can see that Ah, yes, we're moving from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, and Mama Gaia is a living being who is ascending, just as we are ascending, as we are letting go of these old layers, old paradigms, old fears, old doubts, old belief systems, old structures on the planet, old ways of living, old ways of eating, old ways of structuring. As we're shifting through those dimensions, don't forget too that you're a multidimensional being, baby. So if you feel like you're stuck in that third dimension, oh, wait a second. I can also tune into unity. What is unity? The fifth dimension. Okay. And then you can go into that heart. What does unity feel like? What does peace feel like? What does love feel like? What does bliss feel like? Guides, can you help me to tune into these frequencies? Guides, I feel blocked from these frequencies. How can you assist me in transmuting through the layers that I'm perceiving as in the way of these intended frequencies? And that was really channeled from my higher self. I felt my higher self moving through me. Who is me? But we're remembering. Yeah, it's a beautiful one, Samantha. It's one of my, this is the deck I got after I took a trip through the dimensions when I went to Colorado in 2021 and stepped into a vortex, and my whole life was changed. All the veils were gone. I got to, extend up through my oversoul, see from the different layers, and get clarity and realize I'm a multidimensional soul, baby. I just wanted to say that again because it makes my ego uncomfortable, and I like to make my ego uncomfortable sometimes. Also, I'm offering a sound bath later. Cool. Good, good. Yeah. Well, the guides are hearing the questions, and that's why I might not even see a question here, and it typically gets at least energetically answered. Okay, I'm going to pull one more. And then I got to keep my battery charged because the thing tonight that I'm offering a sound bath at to close, it's like quite a few. It's a 3-hour offering, and it's through Sacred Light, who I recently got connected with. There's going to be, it's like a soul contract, like QHHT basically session in the beginning, and then there's a yoga, and then there's a I haven't even looked at the whole lineup, but I'm the last one going on at 7:30 Central Standard Time to close the space. And I'm going to offer a sound bath right here. With my bowls are all out. I've been charging them, aligning them with the frequencies of peace and love and unity. Okay, 3. Sacred Mountain. And it's ironic because that vortex I was just talking about was on a sacred mountain. And it's a number 7. Thank you for being here. Oh, that's so sweet. Well, it's because it's resonating. And so you are the love you seek. So vision quest, clarity and truth, Shambhala, and deep healing. Wow, this is so for this moment. It's been a deep year. It's been an intense year. So give yourself so much grace. So much grace. So much grace. Pour that grace in. Pouring the grace in through this card, through our guides, through you, every single one of you, flowing it in, this grace. We've all felt this intensity, this rapid shifting, yes? So we pour grace now. We align with that which we are, our truth. We align with our intentions. Yet again, this 11:11 portal alignment, just get really, really clear on what it is you want for yourself. Get really, really clear on that. I would say today is not a day to be looking at what you're even leaving behind. And if that does show up at a glance at it. But today is about, what am I calling in? Because you're very supported in that. That's what I really want to share here is, you can feel the intensity, right? That's you tuning into the things within your being that know they're going to get let go of, and they're panicking within your system because they're your ego, and your ego knows how to do one thing. Your ego knows how to read the past. Your ego, not so great at reading the future. So today is the day not about mental programming. Today is about energy and soulfulness and embodiment. And if you're spending some time clearing the storm first, totally fine. Don't hate on yourself for, letting yourself move through the layers that were in the way. But know that all that stuff that makes you go, ooh, and yuck and cringe, it's just the aspects, the layers, the programs, the limiting beliefs on top of your chakra system that just, they want to stay. But we're transmuting them anyway. And so that's why you'll hear many channels talk about this. When I'm channeling a message, where is it coming from? It's emanating from my chakras to your chakras. That's how, when I'm sharing an oracle read or a healing and it seems like I'm just talking, the guides are emanating that light from them chakras, and then the chakras themselves are sending light, pushing away those veils, those cloaks, those limiting beliefs, those layers of fear, those patterns to fit a world that you don't recognize. They're getting pushed against because it's coming from you. It's coming from your soul, which is at the center of you. And that's why our soul will always be pulling us back down from the mind back into the heart, from the mind back into the heart. Just grounding myself a bit because that was strong. Very multidimensional energy channeling on through. A lot of layers are being addressed in this session. A lot of layers, like all the layers. In a unification, the way it's this is important. The way that everything is alchemizing. The way that your blocks are suddenly not your blocks anymore. They're just a poof. They're just a little fly that you're batting away. The way that that's happening is because everything, every layer is getting returned, reunited with its central truth of love. That's how we can help anyone else. We go within, we code it all in unconditional love. We get to the point where we are loving every single aspect of us, and that emanates out and through and to anything that which was not love. So any of the layers of fear, any of the layers of doubt, any of the layers of restriction, resistance, any of the layers of distortion. But it's from here. Okay, and one more card, and then I'm going to close it out. Which was 2. I very rarely have 2 come in my... Unlock your gifts, and it's number 8 on here. Sacred gifts, energy senses, pure love is the key. I mean, thank you, cards, for amplifying what was just channeled through. Wow. I mean, yeah. So the dolphins Connect with the dolphins. Someone here needs to hear that, maybe all of you. When you tune into a dolphin, there's no agenda. That dolphin does not have an agenda. That dolphin is pure light. That dolphin is play. That dolphin is just unbelievably free. And that's the key to setting ourselves free. I know. Lemurian Starchild Oracle, Leanne Carpenter, and Michael Kroon, highly, if you don't already have it yet and you want to have some fun with your healing process, right there. Dolphins, yeah. Dolphins show up when we're being invited back into our play, where it's the part of the cosmos, I'll say, that tunes you back in when you've gotten lost in the mental mess, that tune you back in when you've gotten, and the Akashic Records is presenting some common energies that take us out of this, such as rigidity, discipline, or there are divine aspects of discipline. So the toxic aspects of discipline. I'm also seeing people pleasing, some things that are taking us out of this energy. The very human, I would say, tendency to want to conform, to want to fit in, this is very ancient with us, like it's like within our body too. It's this sort of template of sensing everyone else and going, I don't sense any play here, so I better shut down mine. Because if I don't, then, yeah, this is definitely the Akashic Records coming through for all of us, but because if I don't, then I'll be kicked out of the tribe. Or if I don't, then I won't have anyone to support me. And if I don't, then I won't be able to pay my bills or something. Like there's all of these different layers that get programmed over our innocence, our play, our bliss. So the dolphins are an energy, a intergalactic being, collective of beings that can tune you back into before the layer got put over, before that rigidity got put over, or before that, I'm trying to, for me, for example, like my corporate, like the corporate world, like trained me to be very like a certain type of way. I'm still letting go of those layers and going, oh, it's safe. Oh, it's safe to play. Oh, it's safe to be in joy. Oh, it's safe to be in bliss. When for so many years I kind of trained myself to like, don't let anyone see that. Like, don't let anyone know that you're joyful inside, because then they're going to put more work on you, or then they're going to, they're going to come after you or something. Yeah, I hope you feel what I'm saying. But permission to bring joy back into your life. If you can't give it to yourself, you know what? I don't really like, I don't like passes, like free passes or anything, but I'm going to give you a free pass. You have permission. And soon you'll return to that. That's actually coming from you, giving yourself permission. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I just really wanted to bring through some of the energy that I'm feeling come through in this portal, this 1111 portal. Also know that if you're watching this in the future, you're going to get the potency whenever you watch it. These are very timeless. And if you weren't feeling good, that just means you have let go of some things that are just needing to be alchemized. And right after you get out of those icky feelings or whatever may come up, just know you're going to come into a new dawn, a new brightness, a new delight, sometimes we need to go into those caverns and our body needs to process some energy. But have this be your little spirit message that every time that happens, just remind yourself, it is because I am transmuting energy. It is because I am alchemizing energy. I will give my vessel what it needs. I will take care of myself. I will listen to my heart as to guide me as to what to do to take care of myself. And just know that what's right on the other side of that is something you cannot currently see, but you will. Okay, everyone, have a beautiful, beautiful 11/11. Thank you for being here. Pat Star, thank you, 777. And I'll be back on Friday, maybe before. It feels like a lot of energy that we're moving through, and we can do this together. Mara, Jen, we can do this together. We don't have to do it alone. Know you're supported. Know that anything you witnessed here today in the way of joy or spark or love or creativity or bliss or truth, it's because it's you. It's you. Okay? Love you all. Deep breath in. Namaste. Namaste.